It's been very difficult for me as a man to really just try to step up to be the man.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glen channel. Before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Today, talking about Shaq and Kirsten, more about Shaq than Kirsten. If you just saw that little small clip there of how Shaq talked about it was difficult for him as a man really try to step up for Kirsten. As a man going into a marriage, right? I've been married 21 years, going on 22 years. You have to step up, right? You went from being by yourself to now carrying somebody else with you or bringing somebody else with you, trying to unite two homes, two thoughts, two ways of communicating. You're trying to bring everything peaceful together. And what you have to do in marriage is have to step up. You have to do things in marriage that may be difficult at times. As a man, you now become a provider. You become a protector. You become emotional stability. Not saying that you don't get those things reciprocated to you. You do, and I'll deal with that a little bit later. But for him, for his first thing to say is, it's difficult for me to try to step up. Dog, what did you think? Marriage is not easy, right? The easy thing about marriage is renting a tuxedo, putting the ring on a finger, having a party and celebrating. But to be in a marriage and to stay in a marriage, it is difficult. There's things that change daily, and marriage is fluid, right? You have marriage where it's just you and the wife, then you add some kids, you add a new job, you add a different profession, right? You add divorce. You add a miscarriage, you add family members dying, you add something happening to your kids or something happening to your spouse. It is fluid. It becomes difficult at times. And as a man in a marriage, you have to step up, right? To me, that was the reason I was like, hold up, you made this, you're gonna say you're divorced because you don't want to stay married to her because it's difficult? Bruh, it's not easy. I don't know what people see on TV. August Love Story did a video talking about, has reality TV messed up marriages? I think so, because people think they see on reality TV and they see on different things on TV that marriage is easy. It's work. We put in time, you put in effort, you put in time, you put in effort. You want to learn the person. In this case, she's been around for 30-some years without you, so you can't imagine, you can't get all that thrown into 8 weeks, right? There are some things that you're gonna have to constantly learn about your spouse. There's constantly some things that it's developing things that you have to learn. He made a decision. He said, look, I've been feeling alone in marriage. Well, have you expressed that to her, that I've been feeling alone? How have you been feeling alone? Did you tell her how you feeling alone in marriage? Are you feeling alone just because she did not go to one of your trips with you? You wasn't alone when you was painting her body. You wasn't alone when you was sexting her. So when did you feel alone in the marriage, right? Those are the questions. And then why is this the first time that she's hearing about you feeling alone? You had 8 weeks to tell her, look, I'm feeling alone in marriage. I need you to do X, Y, Z. When she spoke with you before decision day, how do you feel? What's going on? Let's have a conversation. Let's converse. Let's talk about this thing. Nowhere did he ever say, I felt alone or I feel alone. That's manipulation tactics. He's now took it from on himself. If you look what he says, at first, he tried to start out putting all the ownership on him. I don't feel like stepping up. You put too much on me, or I stepped up, and then he threw it over to her. Well, honestly, I'm just not settled with us. And the reason I'm not settled with us is because of what you don't do. He just took it from, I feel like I can't step up to you, to now, Kirsten, it is your fault why I'm divorcing you, because you've been making me feel alone. When I needed you, you were not there. Again, can you explain to her, explain to the audience? Because all we saw with the ways that she wasn't there, was not going to one event. To one event is the way that we saw her not there for him. All right. We saw him multiple times not there for her when he came through the door, not giving her a hug, not giving her a kiss, not embracing her, not encouraging her, not sitting there being with her. We saw multiple times where he was just checked out, right? So again, I need some evidence, right? Because sometimes your conversation doesn't do anything for us as viewers, right? It may be the case. Maybe they did a poor job editing, blame it, whatever you want to maybe, but we did not see the time where she wasn't there for him, except for that one time. She's trying to be supportive. She even mentioned that she was trying to change how she supports him and how she's going to be with him, and how she's going to take care of him, and how she's really understood that her not making that event hurt him, and she wanted to be there for him. He said every day he showed up. Every day you showed up and did what? Just because you're physically present don't mean that you're mentally present, right? I had to learn that in marriage. Just because you're physically there, you also, as a man, when you're in marriage, you have to be physically as well as mentally there. Are you meeting her emotional needs? Are you meeting the needs that she needs emotionally, and then she can meet your needs? Are you doing what you need to do in order to get there? So you showed up every day and did what, right? Showed up every day and provided where? Showed up every day and gave her emotionally support where? Because she was begging you for hugging kisses to the door. So where did you step up and show up at each and every day? Those are things when he said it, not me, right? He says in his dialogue or his conversation to her that I showed up every day. I tried. He said I try to let you up. I try to step up, let you step up, but your walls were built up. We saw this girl throughout the 8 weeks, walls actually come tumbling down. She wasn't attracted to him. She didn't want to kiss him. She wasn't into kissing. We saw her go from kissing him to being attracted to his bald head, to romancing him, to having sex with him, to allowing him to touch her. And to me, just me, y'all, if you don't agree with me, leave a comment in the comment section below, starting to let her walls down and to embrace him even more. When they met with Dr. Franklin, when they met with Pastor Cal, when they met with Dr. Pepper, you could see the evolution of Kirsten throughout this episode or throughout the show. I dare to say, did Shaq really try to embrace her, to be with her? After the Memphis situation, when she did not go, it seemed as if he had checked out. He was totally done. He didn't want anything else to do with her. He didn't want anything else to do with their relationship or their marriage, and he just couldn't be able to handle it. Also, when he was at the bar, and the time where Nicole was comforting him and Kirsten didn't say anything, he didn't really communicate that to her as well. I knew he was going to say no. I just don't like the excuse that he used to say no, be saying that it was too hard for him to step up as a man. As a man in marriage, you step up each and every day. As a man in marriage, you protect your wife, you care for your wife, you adapt, and same thing vice versa. In marriage, a woman steps up. She takes care of her husband. She covers him. She protects him. She wipes his tears. She gives him encouragement. She encourages him. You saw in here, Kirsten mentioned on After Party, she would cook. She was clean. She would do all the things for him and still be up and try to stay up for him, to have conversation with him, to converse with him when he get home. Right? And his excuse was she stayed up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning trying to talk to me. Man, she's giving you her time. And then you set boundaries. You set standards. And you know what? I can't stay up that late. I have work in the morning. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for communicating. She let you into it. Your biggest thing was that she didn't show you her family. She eventually allowed you to meet her dad, meet her family, get involved. And you still wasn't willing to work. She said yes because she was willing to work on the relationship. She said yes because she was willing to work another 8 weeks. She didn't think 8 weeks was enough for them to continue to grow in marriage. She didn't say it was going to be for a lifetime. His comment was that he thought it was going to be for a lifetime. And guess what? You work on it a lifetime so it can be a lifetime. It doesn't come out of the box as a lifetime marriage, right? I know the show's on Lifetime, but guess when you get married, it is working. It's work in progress to maintain this marriage for a lifetime, right? It's like a car. You don't get a car, you buy a brand new car, you like it, and you don't drive it without ever getting to get the oil change, right? There's some work that you have to do to the car to maintain the value of the car. There's some work in marriages that you have to do in marriage to maintain the value of the marriage, and Shaq wasn't willing to do the work to maintain the value of his marriage with Kirsten. He didn't want to put in the work, and it felt difficult to him. He wanted something easy. He wanted something that he saw on TV. He wanted something that he saw in a book. I know there's a lot of other stories out there why he did it. I'm not getting into those, but he just didn't. It was not what he thought. It was too hard for him, and he basically just quit. That's why Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper was shocked and surprised that he was willing to just quit and give up on their marriage. Pastor Cal was so upset that he even made the comment you never heard before. He said, well, that's the best he was going to do. that was the best that he was going to do. He's not going to find anybody other that's better than what Kirsten was for him. And I don't think he will neither. Just in my opinion. Nothing against the guy. I don't know the guy. I just don't like the excuses that he gave. To me, it was a cop-out that you couldn't man up, you couldn't step up, and she had high expectations for you as a husband. Guess what? As a husband, I would want my wife to have high expectations for me, because the expectations she had for me, I should have for myself, to make me a better husband, to make me a better father, better father. And those are things that Shaq should wanted from him, wanted for Kirsten, to make her to be a better mother, to be a better wife. Expectations in marriage all around. And my theory and my point, he punked out, right? He gave up. It became difficult. He gave up, and he just quit. Y'all let me know what you thought. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Did Shaq just cop out? You know, was he capping the whole time he was telling the story? The tears, I don't buy the tears. Tears don't move me. You know, a lot of people cry, and they cry and say a lot of things. So tears wasn't moving me. She was upset. Kirsten was upset. If she could have flipped the table, she would have flipped the table, right? She gave him the bird. If you watch that, she gave him the bird, flicked him off. At the end, she wasn't there when we moved out of the apartment. He thought she would be there. She don't want to see you, bruh, because you broke her heart. She was willing to try. You wasn't willing to try. And the reason that you gave was a bunch of crap, and she knew it was a bunch of crap. And she was willing to give all in for you, but you wasn't willing to give all in for her. Hey, that's it on Shaq, man. Y'all let me know. Am I in the same ballpark, or am I totally struck out? What's your thoughts on Shaq not being married, didn't want to be married to Kirsten anymore? Did you buy his excuses? Leave a comment in the comment section below. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that bell notification. If you watched all 11, 12 minutes of this video, why not subscribe? Appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, talk to you later. Peace.